Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Sequin Girly Creates. Today is one of my Sunday sews where I tell you what I've been up to, what I'm planning and other things in my life. So let's get started. Hello everybody, I'm just hopping on at the beginning of this episode, having just recorded it, to say make sure you grab yourself a cup of tea or your preferred drink, because this is a bit of a long one today. I just got a bit chatty, so make sure you get yourself comfy or get your sewing project out and sew along while I chat with you. Hope you enjoy. I thought I would start by just saying thank you to the response of everybody who's been enjoying my get ready with me or get dressed with me. I don't know what the phrase is, but I've been doing them on Instagram and I've been sharing them on YouTube as well. If you haven't seen them, I'll link them below. I'm doing them as YouTube shorts, or on Instagram they're reels, and I just thought I would show you sort of how I put together some of my me-made outfits, because I realise otherwise on my channel here I show you what I make and then you never really see what happens to them. So I thought I would just do that. I'm not going to do it every single day because first of all I don't want to show you when I'm in my PJs all day, and sometimes I just won't be able to, but I thought I'd do that. I say thank you to everybody who's given a great response to that, because it just helps me to know that what I'm doing helps people and creates interest for you all in terms of thinking about how you put your clothes together. And several people have said about the way I pair colour, so I think I finally formulated the idea for how to do my vlog, which will come soon, about more colour in your sort of sewing and wearing wardrobe life. So that's coming soon. This week I also released a vlog about tier ranking my winter sews and whether I would make them again or not. So if you haven't seen that, it's definitely worth a look. I take the main things I've sewn and I rank them by love it and would sew it again through to wouldn't go there. And I've had some lovely feedback from that episode too. So if you've missed that one, that one's worth a watch. So since I've seen you last, I have had the Southern Social, which was last Sunday. And of course, I was there while you were watching my last episode. We had a lovely time. Thank you to everybody that came. We had lots of lovely vloggers there. So if you want to go and watch the episodes from them going, we've got Julie Sews Her Own Clothes, Mandy from Make It Sew, Sam from Sew Let's Sparkle with Sam, and Liz from The Baker That Sews. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Please let me know if I've forgotten you. I'm really sorry if I have. Julie was really kind and bought a cake to celebrate Sam's birthday, Mandy's birthday that was coming up, and also just us getting together as well. People are travelling like Julie from Essex to come. Then we've got lovely local people like Mary who comes. Sheila comes up with Liz from part of London. Sam and Mandy planned a special weekend away and came, which was really nice. And Mandy coming up from another part of the country as well. So my next social is in March, and then I've got one in April. I'm planning to release future dates soon, so if you do want to come, what I would say is don't hang around if you do want to, because I think from memory March is already full. There's a few spaces left in April. I have a virtual social coming up on I want to say the 21st of February as well. So there are ways to interact if travelling and going to an in-person one is not for you for whatever reason, including you might be in another part of the world. So I thought I'd tell you first what I got up to at the Southern Social. So I started, and I'm just looking, it's on there on the floor. Hang on, I'll go and get it. So I started and almost finished the Carmel Jumpsuit by Nina Lee. So I'm going to put up here some line drawings of the Carmel Jumpsuit by Nina Lee. Now, most of my patterns I have are PDFs, so I can't hold it up for you, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Carmel Jumpsuit in case you'd like to know, because I love a PDF, because if I lose a piece I can just have it reprinted. So it comes in sizes 6 to 20, and this is the description for it. With a high relaxed waistline, voluminous legs and glorious deep pockets, this easy breezy outfit in one is the perfect combination of comfy and effortless style. There are 4 bodice variations to pick from. So if you look at the line drawing, you've got a V-neck, which you can have with or without a collar, and a scoop neck and like a strappy neck as well. So I went this time for the scoop neck because I wanted to be able to wear it with like roll necks, turtlenecks underneath, like the Tilly and the Buttons Freya top, that sort of thing. The bodice is lined, so I did it in the matching fabric. It says it's named after the Californian seaside town. Okay, lovely. And it says suitable fabrics, medium weight woven fabrics with some drape, for example, linen blend, tensile, viscous, chambray, lightweight wool. Oh, wool makes me feel itchy. It's got bust darts, and as I say, it's like an empire waist, lots of gather, and invisible zip at the back. I'll tell you, I'm just going to click on the picture. The bust goes from a 32 up to a 46, so not the most size inclusive. Waist goes from a 24 to a 38. Is that really all that it does? Well, yeah, it's not hugely size inclusive, is it? Hips 33.5 to 47.5. Finished garment. Now, when you look at the picture, I would say that it's designed to be really loose at the waist. I looked at quite a few pictures on Instagram and some people had it like that, but some people have sort of pulled the waist in a bit. For me, having it really loose at the waist, because I'm only 5'2" with like a narrow frame, I could have just got lost in it. So I actually decided to not put the zip in during the social and to come home and obviously just put it on with my bra and then fit it to the back. So I'll put a video in here of how I want it to fit. Tricky because it's an invisible zip at the back, or concealed zip. So what I've got done is have my other half clip it where I think it should go. I'll baste in the zip, check I'm happy before I fully stitch it in. I have realised and I was worried I wouldn't need to do this because of it being an empire waist and getting underneath the bust, but actually having sewn it up and then lifted up the shoulders, I need to lift up the shoulders. So I'm going to do, I've clipped how much, I know it's got the beautiful bodice, I'm just going to stitch that in and then stitch it down, because only I will know that that's not beautiful on the inside. So I line the bodice with the same fabric. This is fabric I got from Rainbow Fabrics, a remnant piece. And I love the deep pockets. I love the empire line. I think it's a good line on me. And yeah, future notes will be I will do the shoulders shorter because the bust dart was in completely the wrong place for me. And I've realised that is because I need it up a bit. I made a couple of mistakes as I went along. At one point I'd attached a pocket to the wrong end of the trousers. Because the trousers are so wide, it's not easy like you normally would find to know which was the bit by the waist and which was the bottom of the leg. So luckily I spotted and unpicked it before anything went wrong. And I also cut one of the bodice pieces like the same. I didn't have a reversed one, so luckily, as I always say, take your fabric with you when you go to a social, because the last thing you want is not to be able to sew it because you've forgotten a piece to cut it out or made a mistake. So I had it so I could cut that bit out. So I will put a picture of me wearing it. So it's nearly finished. I'm really happy with the choice of fabric I've gone for, and I feel like I would make this again. I say that before I fully put the concealed zip in, so the jury is still out. But I think as a pattern goes, for something when you want like a going out for the day, but you want to be comfortable, but you want to feel a little bit put together, but easy to build layers on, under and over it. I think it's a nice different take on a jumpsuit. I think I saw one the other day that was similar, which I'd not seen before, but I also like the empire line. And what I've realised is I could just hack the bottom part into a skirt if I like the top. Why have I only thought of that while I'm talking to you? That could be a really nice just dress. Well, if you saw my attempt last week at the Emma pinafore and not being 100% sure on that, this one might work better. So now my brain is saying two thoughts. What if I sewed it in a ponte or jersey so I didn't need the concealed zip? And second thought, what if I made a dress version? I have had a little search for hacks. What hack did I find? I found one. All know how much I love a hack. 10 hack ideas for the Carmel Jumpsuit. Oh, this is on the Nina Lee website. Okay, so what have we got? A sheared back or bodice, then you wouldn't need the zip. A tie back, interesting. Trouser frills, Mary, you'd love a frill. Tie straps or ruffles at the straps. Add a tie belt. Now that's the hack I saw. Someone had added a tie belt, so then you'd keep it loose like it's meant to be, but you could tie it at the back. I just wanted to make it more fitted. Ruffle at the waist or neckline. So at the waist it'd be like a peplum, or at the neckline. A button placket to the body. So what? So you'd button it up. Oh, you could do that at the front rather than the back, couldn't you? Because I'm not sure about the zipping up at the back. Add sleeves. Here we go. Make it into a sundress. Easy peasy. Just attach a gathered skirt, mini or maxi, instead of trousers to your body. So hacks are rarely unique. That's definitely one I think I might. So it's not a pattern that I have found a huge amount of things written about it. I couldn't find a sew along for it. So if you'd be interested in a sew along, let me know, because if I make it again, I could do a sew along as I do it. I think it's definitely one that I like. It's different from other things I've made, which is good. So hopefully next time I come on, I'll be able to show you the absolute finished product and be able to tell you what my thoughts on the zip. So there we go. Right, next, the Seasons of East Summer in New York dress hack into a top, which was this fabric that I got on the Birmingham trip at Guthrie and Garney, which is like a stretched linen viscose. So it's got a nice stretch to it. So I sewed the majority of this up at the sewcial as well, because it's only a couple of lines really to sew up. I didn't have my overlocker with me, but this is quite a fabric that frays easily. So on my sewing machine, I did that kind of edging just to stop it, because otherwise it was really messy. So when I was joining the two front pieces together, I haven't done that yet, because when I'm happy, I'll run those lines through the overlocker. I normally on the Seasons of East do that before, but as I didn't have my overlocker with me, sorry, there it is. So I did that, but you can see the threads coming off already. So once I'd done it, even though I'd lengthened the bodice slightly, and I'll put a picture in here of the full dress so you can see where the skirt attaches to the dress. So when I cut it out, I did lengthen the bodice slightly, but when I put it on when I got home, I hadn't lengthened it enough. And the last thing I wanted was every time I lifted my arms for it to be showing my tummy. So what I decided to do, I popped it on over my top at the sewcial and asked people, and we all talked about like belts and waistbands. So what I've gone for is adding a waistband. So there we go. And doing the same at the back. Now the back of the top is meant to be a bit billowy, so I cut the waistband smaller than the top so that I could gather it in. Can you see the way it's gathered a bit there? Yep. So I've actually cut out another front and another back, so I'm going to attach them so that the bottom part of the top will have an inside waistband that will conceal all of those and just make it nice and neat. I have now tried it on and I'm happy. I do need to finish this edge here, but again I'm going to overlock that all the way along and then I will stitch that down. I have done the sleeves. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Just to let you all know, when I cut out the Seasons of East, the pattern would have the arm down here. I cut it further in, because otherwise for me it's not just about height on something like this, it's about the fact that everything on me is petite. So you know, my distances are less than a tall person's, because otherwise height doesn't just come in your legs. So I do that just so it doesn't swamp me so much. So I'll put a picture in of me wearing this, how I think I would sort of kind of style it. But I think watch out for this in a get ready with me, because I think this is a perfect spring top. Easy to put a top underneath or easy without. I think it's going to look great with trousers. I'm quite excited about wearing this. So that's going to get finished very, very soon. So they were the two things I did at the social. I did take something else to have a look at and to pick people's brains at. And I've been persuaded to make a toile, even though I wasn't going to, because they're right. I should practice it before I do it on the nice fabric. And it's an 80s pattern where I'm trying to do this collar thing. So I must do the toile. I wanted to show you the fabric I got off the swaps table at the social. Look at that. This also feels like a viscous linen. I wonder if this has got any stretch. This one doesn't. Smells nice. Someone's got nice washing powder, but I thought that was a good colour on me. And how lovely is that? So I'm not sure who brought that to the table, but I'm very happy with that. That could be another one of those tops maybe. And if there's enough, then I can make a matching skirt. And then I wanted to show you this. So I'm rummaging down there. Sheila, who comes quite often to the social, made me this. Look at this. So it's got like a pocket inside. That's perfect for when you just need like your phone and a few things, and that nice strap. So thank you to Sheila. Yeah, you just have it over like that. Keep things safe when you're out and about just there. Sheila was making a lovely sort of jacket out of this orange cord, and she knows I love a bit of orange, lips and top. So thank you, Sheila. I love that. And thank you to Julie, who gave me a lovely card as well. Well, where are they? Here they are. So then, you know I love a vintage pattern. Well, Sam of So Let's Sparkle with Sam brought a little treasure trove of them. So where do we start? Let's start with this blouse. Look at that with the overflap on the front and the back. Very excited about that. This skirt is also in there, but I'm just loving this blouse. So I really want to have a go at that. And look at that. So I've been reading the instructions. I'm really curious because look at the line drawing. So I think this whole bit round here is actually a belt. I thought this was gathered into this, but I think it's almost like a belt. But imagine that as some amazing sweatshirt. And that's the thing I love about vintage patterns, is that even if you don't follow them exactly, the ideas that it gives. Look at this one. Look, that jacket. Look at those big long darts in the back and the front there. And so it is a dress, but you could easily just make one or the other. And then where's that? Then this, which is a proper 50s style dress. So this is called a weekend dress. Make this dress one weekend and wear it the next. A stylish vintage inspired dress is flirty, flattering and fun. I hate the word flattering. Enjoy the compliments. That is not the best picture of it there, I don't think. And then I picked this up. Now, these patterns do not have great instructions. We had a big chat about this at the social actually. And these are those patterns that come free in a magazine. And this is a Lotte Jansdotter one. It's an unlined jacket, but that for a throw on in the summertime and the spring. 3 variations with an optional belt. Well, there's only 2 on the front there, so there must be another option. There's another one that's come in a sewing magazine, but I don't mind, because for something like that I don't need a huge amount. It's just the pieces, isn't it? What have we got here? Oh yes, you can do like a really long one, like a dressing gown. Could make a really nice dressing gown actually, couldn't it? Really? Is that all of the instructions? So you're calling it a robe there. So variations: hip length, knee length, ankle length. For all variations, cut out 2 front pieces, 1 back piece on the fold, 2 sleeves. Pocket. Now what's this? Maybe no, it's definitely a collar band. Right, so this one's going to need a bit of research, isn't it? And this is it. How hard is it to test them to check that you've got the pieces you need? Unless the collar band. So if anyone's made this Kaiko jacket, please let me know, because before I drive myself potty trying to work out what the collar band is. It looks like a nice pattern, and I don't need all the instructions, but I do need all the pieces. So there we go. Right, so that's everything that was made / got at the Sewing Social. So what's happened since then? Well, I'm wearing something I can't tell you about, but if you wait till Tuesday evening, I'm revealing part 1 of a little challenge that I set myself about creating a work from home wardrobe. So this will be talked about there. But let's just show you a couple of bits. Now I've got to get the right places. So Minerva had a sale on Lady McElroy, so I got this. How amazing is that? And I'm going to make a pattern I already have, and I know exactly what I'm going to make with it. I'm making the notches pattern, which I'm going to put here, which is like a faux wrap. So you have got a wrap part, but the front of the top is flat, so you don't have to worry about gaping or anything. So I thought I'd go for this because it's got good drape, but interesting pattern. And you need a good amount, because I went to make it the other day and realised the fabric I wanted to use I didn't have enough, so I thought this would be a nice opportunity to use this. I have to say I really like the look of Notches patterns and the variety of styles you can sew from buying one pattern. So if you haven't had a look at Notches, do go over and have a look. So that's what that's destined for. And then I got this. Now I want to get this the right way around. I think this was bornella. No, this was Lamarzi. Right, this is from Lamarzi, and this, look at this. I think when we can feel the spring coming, I have colour all year round, but when we can feel spring coming, the daffodils are out in my garden. Now this is a jersey. So I am planning to make, I think, the Adriana top by Friday Pattern Company. I'll put an image in here. I thought this would be a lovely version. Or it's going to become an Agnes top from Tilly and the Buttons. One of those two. But it's like a nice spring version of the colours I love. And then this is Bornella Fabrics. This is like sort of a viscose or something like that, or a chalet. Look at that. So I haven't 100% decided yet, but probably some kind of dress. Just thinking what I haven't made up yet that I'd like to try. I don't think it would be suitable for a peony dress because I think the pattern's too big. I'm just thinking, I have got the Springe jumpsuit, or this could be a dress version of the Carmel jumpsuit, because that would allow the pattern to really because there's not much distraction, so you'd have the bodice piece and then the rest. Oh, okay, so yeah, I'll be planning and using that soon, but I thought this is just lovely, the colour combination in there. There was another colourway in both, but all three of those fabrics are still available, so I will try and link them below for you. Right, what else have I been up to? I've done some Selfless sewing. So I'll put a picture in here of the jumper I made my other half for Christmas, and I'm pleased to say he's loved it so much he wears it all the time. And the other day he said to me, will you make me another one? Which I was delighted about. So I let him shop my jumper fabric stash, and he chose this fabric from Pound Fabrics, which is dinosaurs, but in a really nice watery colory style. It's brushed back, so super soft like the other one he's got. So he said he wanted the hood not to be quite so tight. I'd self-drafted the hood list last time from a hood that he had on a top. So this time I used the Tilly and the Buttons Stella jumper from the stretch book, the hood, and that has like a panel up the back. So can you see that? There's a panel that goes up the back with the hood pieces on either side. I did look at another pattern I had, with a men's hood pattern, and the hood was massive. We talked about whether he wanted it lined, and he said no, he liked the thinness of the hood with the fleece on the inside. I said to him I could do the other fabric with the fleece facing out, but he said he didn't want the bulkiness. Some of his hoods are really bulky. So we ummed and ahed over cuff. I gave him some cuff choices, but we actually went for the matching cuff. I've realised that the dinosaur's up the other way on the cuff, but you can't really tell. And I haven't decided yet for the bottom of the jumper, but all the rest is made. When I did the hood, I just did he likes with a little bit of a crossover like that, but when he put it on, he still felt the hood was a bit big, so I unpicked it and actually sloped in at the front to bring that to a shorter distance. It should have been like out here, but I pulled it in, so I sort of sloped it in. I unpicked it and sloped it in a bit, so I've just got to finish this edge now. But apart from that, he's happy, so that's great. So I love a bit of selfless sewing. Right, I'll put something else down, hang on. Oh no, here it is. So I showed you this last week. I made the decision. This is the Monro Turtle Neck, the free pattern. I decided not to do the turtleneck on it. Somebody said you need good stretch on the fabric. This has plenty of stretch, this fabric. I'll just show you that it's a really stretchy fabric, but even so, I don't know where it is. It was just too tight, and I could have recut that. But actually what I decided to do was put like a t-shirt type band on, and then I can put the neck over the top like when I want it, but it gets me into spring. Now I'm still a bit puzzled because when I put it on, I don't mind it, but when I tuck it in, there seems to be like this excess bagging just in the back, but it's not in the front. So when I lay it down, they feel the same size, but I am possibly just going to take a bit off the sides because it was really stiff when I tucked it in. And it is really important, I realise. I need to iron that out at this stage, otherwise it will sit in the drawer and I won't wear it. And I don't like big long tops hanging over. It just swamps me. So very close. I've done the sleeves now. I just did a zigzag stitch on the sleeve, I decided. And I think, yeah, I top stitched the neckband. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there. So that's done. Oh, I know what I've just got to get. Hang on. I'm back. So I've also finished what I showed you last week, which was the mile end sweatshirt in these two cable knits. So I'll put a picture in here of me finished in it. I am really happy with this. The fabrics feel really nice. These are both from Pound Fabric. They're really, really soft. I'm really happy with doing the top stitching. I know I showed you that last time, with the top stitching on the sleeve. And now I'm thinking, what other colour combo do I want to do? How many mile end sweatshirts does a person need? I'm thinking about like a mint green and a lilac. I'll put like the colour well, yes, look. See those colours there together. So watch this space because I do like those. Now, the other thing I've made myself do this week is I've forced myself to finish off a lot of things that I was mid-project in, you know, where you just need to stitch the collar band, things like that. And most of those are for the secret project. But what have I got planned next? I'm sure that's what you want to know. So what I've got planned coming up is pair of trousers. I'm going to try a different trouser pattern. I'm choosing between two at the moment. I want to make that faux wrap top from Notches Patterns. I want to do the shirt dress that I've been planning to do all winter, and I really want to now pick another pattern that I haven't sewn yet. I think I've spent a lot of the winter sewing patterns that I know work for me, which is great because quite often having some successful sews is a key thing, particularly in the time of year if you're finding things tricky, and I have been lately. So successful sews has been essential, but I think it's time. Now I've done the Carmel, I'm ready to just do another pattern that I haven't done yet and take that risk. And when I say take that risk, I mean as in that risk of I might not love it or it might be disappointed, rather than sewing something that I know I'm going to be happy with. Like, I can sew another mile end and I know I'll be happy. I can sew another pair of Walk Boldly trousers, I know I'll be happy, and so on. Scirocco, I know. So I'm trying to decide which pattern at the moment. So let's put some here with choices, and you can tell me below what you think. So I was thinking about trying the Springe Jumpsuit, as I mentioned. I'm thinking about having a go at the Fabric Godmother Peony dress, because I think that might be a dress I really like. And I'm thinking about having a go at one of the Closet Core Crew patterns that I haven't tried yet. So there's the Marigold top and the Periwinkle, which I'll put there as well. So just a few of patterns that I have that I would like to try. Now, obviously, in amongst all of this, I do need to try and do the Pogo Nip, because it is Pogo Nip Party Month. So that's on my list too. So I think tomorrow might be a bit of a cutting out session. But do let me know which pattern do you think I should try next. And also, what shall I make with this? Now, if you remember from the Birmingham trip, I got this in Barry's. It's not soft, but it's not super soft, and it has stretch. I didn't buy enough to make a dress because I could have easily made a dress with this, but I've got to keep pushing myself. So I keep thinking trousers, because then I could wear tops with it. But really, should I make a top? I did wonder about the Marigold top. Now I show you this, because I think that this would go with lots of different colour trousers and skirts. And so I think a top would be a really versatile thing in it. Sorry, I have to rub it on my face to see how it feel on my skin. I think it would be all right. So what do you think? Marigold top, or have you got some other ideas? I'd love to hear your ideas. Am I having life regret? I think I got 2 meters. I probably could get a dress out of it. Am I having life regret that I'm not making a dress with it? Okay, tell me what you think, because it's time to make a decision. It's time to do it, but I don't want to have life regret and make myself do something different when actually I could just do something that works perfectly. I must finish as well the Closet Core graphite dress with the nice slash. Put an image in here, because I need to find out if I like that as well, because just imagine that with the slash there. Okay, right. Whoa, okay, I've chatted a lot today. I thought it was funny last week when I said to everybody, I haven't done a lot of sewing, and then someone said to in the comments, and then you produced like 11 billion things. And I realised I was in the middle of a lot of things. I'm pleased to say I've made myself finish those. So this week has been a finishing thing. Obviously I've started things too. While I'm here, I'm just looking here because my jersey fabric is stored right next to me. This is one of the other ones I got at Birmingham Rag Market. Oh, this is really soft, this one. I have a mind just to make another twist front dress, but to encourage myself, should I make a different type of jersey dress with this? I'd love to know your thoughts. So if you don't know, here's a picture of my twist front dress, and I thought I might make a longer version for this. Or should I try some other one? Now, I don't want to do, like, I think it's the Estelle, which is a twist front, or Portia. Yeah, I think they're both twist front styles, because they're too similar to mine. When I say make a different jersey, I mean something completely different. So if you know a good pattern, let me know. But I would like to get this sewn up, because this doesn't feel like a summer fabric, does it? It feels like a this time of year fabric. So let's pop that there. But yes, that's there. So, things I've been watching this week. I watched the documentary called McQueen, which was about Alexander McQueen, the fashion designer. Quite a tragic story, but a very interesting story. So it's available to rent on YouTube. It's definitely been available on other streaming things before. And when I was watching that, I did think, I think I've seen that before. I've also been watching a lot of old school movies, which are available in places like Amazon Prime. So I've watched Mirror Has Two Faces with Barbara Streisand. And at the moment, I'm watching Kramer versus Kramer with Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep. I've fallen down a bit of a hole. I watched the other day 10 Things I Hate About You, which was on, I think it was on Disney Channel, I think. I would say, and I watched Lawrence of Arabia the other week, which I'd never seen. So, and I watched in the last few weeks, I love a movie, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, I don't watch a huge amount of TV shows. I watch a lot of movies, particularly when I'm like sewing, cutting things out. And I don't mind watching them in bits. I don't mind that I don't see it in one whole go. So I watched Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, which is a long time since I've seen that. I have seen it before. But I think, controversially, it might be Tom Cruise's best role he ever did. So I'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. But there you go, some random movies I've been watching this week. So, next episode of the podcast is out on Wednesday, the 14th. I can't wait. And this one is very much something close to my heart, so do go and give it a listen. If you haven't heard the episode already with Yvette about stashes, listen to that as well. I will link the podcast below. But I hope you have a good week, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.